Hello, Sagittarius, to be proper. This is your cleanse, detox, or purge reading. The purpose of this is to give you some insight into something that you might want to pay some special attention to in order to help you move into this new cycle with the best foot forward that you possibly can put forward. So I'm going to start with the tarot Rider Waite and then move into several different oracle decks. If you look below in the links, you'll be able to see what they are. If a song pops up that relates or some type of clip or video, I will also post that below under the sounds like link. All right, Sagittarius, so let's take a look. All right, we've got the Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, under the deck, the Ten of Cups. Okay. All right, so what you need to cleanse, detox, and purge, or purge. It looks like, I feel like this is you planting your seeds into things that are external to yourself in order to get your happiness and your fulfillment. Okay. So I'm looking at this page and I see him coming over to this Three of Pentacles here, where these people are gathered and they're working together. And I feel like you're taking all you have and you're kind of putting it there in the hopes that that will be the end all be all for you. I'm picking up like putting all your eggs in one basket, because that might be your place where your skill is at. It might be the thing that you're the most comfortable with, that you're the most knowledgeable about. However, it may not be what is the best thing for you. So I feel like this might be a job, okay? All right. And if you haven't noticed, I read these intuitively. I don't just read off of the book meaning of the cards. So I feel like this has to do with the work situation, and finding your joy in this career path that you've chosen and thinking that this is going to be the end all be all for you. And I feel like it's important for you. The reason this is coming up on this reading is because a shift may have happened or a change may be taking place, and it might be really difficult for you to make a change because what you were doing before, you may not have the opportunity to continue doing that. All right, just being honest, that's what it looks like. And this was your source of like your ultimate happiness, your ultimate fulfillment. And so you're going to need to shift some perspective. So let's build up on this. All right, let's do a wisdom card for this. Wisdom oracle. Oops. Like a soulmates. Unfinished symphony. And again, exchanging gifts. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I feel like this was like a deep, like this wasn't even just a job for you. I feel like you felt as if like this was like your calling. This is the thing that brought you your ultimate fulfillment. And I feel like you got a lot from this position, and you feel like there's unfinished business, but so I feel like you were giving a lot. You were giving a lot, but you needed to receive. All right. And you feel like you didn't get to complete, you didn't get everything you wanted out of that. And I feel like you're holding on because like maybe the way that you left this or the way that this ended kind of left you hanging, feeling kind of like stuck in this weird limbo. But underneath the deck, I have exchanging gifts in reverse, and I feel like it wasn't really a balanced situation. So I feel like you were not receiving everything that you're supposed to get. Maybe you weren't being paid appropriately, and you weren't fully aware of that, or you may not have minded, but maybe you're actually like worth more on the market. Maybe you could have commanded a larger salary, but because you got comfortable with the position and you or something, like it wasn't balanced. So I feel like you were giving more and not being compensated fairly. So with this Page of Pentacles going back to it, like I could even see this as you having a lot of skill and putting in a lot, but just receiving just a little bit. I feel like the universe is trying to move you to a space that's going to be, it's going to give you just as much fulfillment. You just can't see it now because you felt so deeply connected to this position with the soulmates card, and you feel like you didn't get the, you didn't get like a sense of feeling like you got to tie up the loose ends about why it didn't work out and so on. Maybe you have some unanswered questions. Maybe like I said, you gave a lot, but you didn't get a lot back, and you kind of got tossed to the side. I mean, you could have just been like unceremoniously let go and not really respected, or I guess you thought maybe you would get more than that or be treated better than what you were, and you weren't. So let's do an abundance card. Okay, we have God is your source. We have no more complaining and quiet retreat. Okay, yeah. So I feel like this is saying you may have been holding on to this because it was like you're like we said, it was like you're putting all your eggs in one basket. You were expecting to hold on to this forever. Maybe you wanted to retire from this place, but you weren't going to be able to do so. And this is saying like to, instead of complaining and because you might have been doing that, and that's totally understandable. This is not to try to get on a soapbox and tell you how to feel about stuff. But, I feel like it's saying that when you complain about things and you take it on as a victim mentality, if you take it on mentally like you are a victim, then it will keep you from moving into this new space. Now, I want to clarify because like whenever I hear people talk about victim mentality from a personal level, but it's like it's when people are trying to like shut you down. You have every right to express your feelings, especially when you put so much into this. And I feel like you put a lot of time into this position and you were kind of let go of in a way that was not, it wasn't appropriate for what you put into it. You were already not really being compensated and getting back what you deserved, although this was your ultimate happiness. It was like something you were passionate about. I feel like it was a calling for you, so you were willing to put in a lot more and get a lot less back. But because I feel like the universe wants to shift you to a new place, promote you, give you a fair exchange for what you're offering. It feels off because you just kind of got let go of. Because I feel like on the end of the people that were letting you go, they just kind of let you go, and they probably will replace you or find someone pretty quickly. All right. And for you, it's just like, this was my passion and you're trying to understand it. And maybe it's not very clear why, you know? And so this is saying, God is your source, and, to feel your feelings, but don't allow it to make you to legit feel like you're a victim, you're mistreated. Because even if they did, know that this is for your good, because I feel like this is moving you to a place that's going to be more in alignment with what you're putting out. And you may not be able to see it now, but you will once you get there. You're not there yet, but you have to get through this little rough patch of the transition. All right. Yeah. And if you can, like, this is like you're disconnecting from it. With quiet retreat, I guess it's also kind of saying like, be careful about like the words that you speak about it and how you move out of it, because you've got something good coming in and you don't want to sabotage that. Um, by like, if you badmouth this old employer or whatever, even if they deserve it, because looking at this, they probably deserve it, but you don't want to be the one doing that, because you might have a new employer that's looking, that might already be trying to recruit you. You never know. You get a phone call and, you know. All right, looking at the Sacred Traveler, we have rejuvenating rain infinite abundance and fogged in. Okay. So, yeah, you have so much abundance that's coming in that you had to cleanse out the stuff that's in the way. I feel like the current position you are in is in the way of this new thing that needs to come in and bring you all this abundance that you deserve. All right. And, this card, rejuvenating rain, this is, cleansing. So you're cleansing the past to heal the present. So you're having to clear the past. So you're having to clear this away, cleanse it out of your energy, cleanse it out of your life as far as where you're spending your time, what your occupation is, so that you can bring into balance in the now, the here and now, something that's going to be more, that will be more fulfilling, and it will probably compensate better. Okay. So, take your time, go slow. It might take a little bit of time for this to happen, but, allow yourself the time that it takes, all the time that you kind of need to kind of process this. Don't take too long, but like allow yourself, be gentle on yourself, allow yourself to kind of process and come out of this energy. Take the time to properly let it go. That way you can move into this new thing. All right. You're like crossing over a bridge to this new territory that you haven't been in before. All right, let's do the mermaids. Have protection, synchronicity, and accept heaven's help. Yeah. So you actually, it may not seem like it, but you might be getting protected by moving out of this like this, okay? This says you, your loved ones, and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow and accept heaven's help. So, maybe at some point you were asking for help. Maybe you wanted something to change. And, this may not have been what you were expecting to have happen. But this is happening because there may be things that you don't even know about that you're being protected from. And this might be moving you at the right time and in the right place into a space so that down the line, you will have the provision that you need for what you've put in. I feel like the universe is looking at what and balancing out what you've been giving compared to what you've been receiving. And by this happening, it allows you to get into a space so that you can receive appropriately, so that, down the line, you'll have what you need because you don't know. You never know. So try to look at it positively if you can. I know it's hard now, but what I'm saying is this is good. This is good stuff coming in. It doesn't feel good. And it's a process. It's like a death process. It's a loss process, but it is for your highest good. Okay. Release the dark wound and let love live. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You might be harshly judging yourself. Okay. And feeling like, what did I do wrong? I thought I did everything right. I gave and I gave and I gave. Yeah. So, yeah, you're starting over. This is a new beginning for you. But as you're moving into this, try to focus on trusting yourself and letting go of any judgment that you might have that makes you feel like you're not good enough. I mean, because like that's a real thing. Like looking at this, like you love this position, like you really put so much into it. It was your calling, it was your passion. You were willing to sacrifice a lot just to be there. You weren't there for the money. That was not your main priority. And to still be so unceremoniously kind of like let go of and not really kind of valued or really respected, it looks like, is hard because you spend a lot of your day, you spend most of your day here putting a lot of effort, a lot of time, and it's just like, for what? And with this, putting all your eggs in one basket, I mean, I feel like you felt like this was something you could do for a long time, and you wanted to do it. And so it's hard to like kind of get over that initial shock of kind of being, tossed out on your bottom, and you're like, whoa, it knocks the wind out of you. But this is saying to focus on, always dig deep to that place inside of you that connected with this. What is it that you're doing here that is passion that you're passionate about? What is it that, whatever that is, that's what you hold on to, not the position itself, not the people. I don't think you're holding on to the salary, but it's not that stuff. What you hold on to is that thing that ignites you and that gives you passion, and that um, it's got that spark inside of you that gives you that ultimate joy, that ultimate happiness. Okay. And trust yourself that you're on the right path if you follow that and allow that to guide you. and let go of any inner critic that you have that's telling you that you're not good enough. Because when you're operating from that energy and then you experience rejection, like that's really hard. That is super difficult to deal with. Um, and it's hard to not take it personally on such a deep internal level, as opposed to people who are just there because it's a salary or that's just what they're doing. They just need something. It doesn't matter. Like it's not as much of a big deal, other than the obvious inconvenience of not having the funds that you need to be able to play the game of life. But for you, it's more than that. But this is just warning you against that, to let go of any judgment that might that might pop up, or triggers that might be hit there that makes you feel as if you have to be a certain way before you can show up in your full self like you showed up here. I feel like if you take this same energy to this next place that's more in alignment with you, and I feel like you're being rewarded because you showed up like that. And quite frankly, this position, they don't deserve to have an employee like you, really and truly. You're being shifted around, and to not lose that, because that's what's going to make everything come together. That light that you're operating in within, okay? All right, let's do a peace oracle. Quickly, I've got forever present, pathways, and shelter. Okay, yes. I feel like this is going back to what I said about protection, and how sometimes you don't know the answer to your prayers. May seem like it's like a not a blessing, but it's actually helping you because you don't know what's going on. I feel like this is a pathway that's helping you to get onto a space that's going to be more of a long-term thing. You don't know, like this company could close down in a year, and then everybody's gone, and then you don't have, it might be harder. So I think the way that this is happening, it's offering you a pathway to something that's more stable, and it's available in the here now, in the present. Like if you stick in the present, don't worry about what happened in the past. Don't look so much into what's going to happen in the future, but to be present in the moment and just kind of flow with this, just in this space, that you are being guided, you're being protected, and you're going to be moved to a space that can protect you, and you will be able to have that ultimate fulfillment where you could probably ride out the rest of your career there, and the time and effort you put in, you will actually be receive an exchange energy that's reciprocating that, and that's honoring of that, and honoring of you, most importantly of your soul energy, because that's what you're putting into this. Okay, and so that's what I feel like the universe is responding to in this shift. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, that's what I have for you. I hope that that was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel, where we may be days, but we are not confused. Until the next video, I will see you later. All right, bye-bye.